Hey, what's going on, people? Good morning. Good morning. It's a great day to be alive. I woke up and I thought, I need to discuss this because everybody wants to make money. Everyone wants to make money, wants to enjoy that business
Good
life.
morning. Good. Hey, what's going on, people? Good morning. Good morning.
Hold on.
It's a great day to be alive. I woke up and I thought, I need to discuss this Good because morning. everybody wants to make money. Everyone wants to make money,
Okay, that's kind of
wants
goofy. Hold
to
on.
enjoy that business life. Good. Hey, what's going on, people? Good morning. Good morning.
All right. I was looking at something and all right. Google Hangouts. So we had echo. Maybe I'll do that intentionally next time. But all right, once again, let's get this thing started correctly. Good morning. I woke up, I had this ideal, and essentially everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to make money to actually live that great American dream. But many folks are not taking the first step to making money, which is to actually decide to make money. I know it sounds strange, but have you really decided to make money? Have you said, hmm, do I really want to make money? Do I really want to make money? Have you made that decision? I know you want to make money, but have you decided to make money? Because this is the difference between wanting to make money and deciding to make money. When you want to make money, you go look for a job, or if you're hustling, you just look to make money. You find yourself saying, I'll do anything to make money. As long as it makes money, I'm there. Okay, that's wanting to make money. That is not deciding to make money. When you decide to make money, I want to make $500,000 in a year. How do I do that? I create a company, or I sell X amount of products, or I get into real estate. You start to form a methodology on how to make money. But when you are wanting to make money and you haven't given yourself permission to make money, you create a lot of angst and you create a situation that usually doesn't turn out the way that you want because you don't know what you want. Until you make that decision, write down those hard numbers and actually say what you want to make. If you want to make $50,000 a year, that needs to be written down on a sheet of paper somewhere. If you want to make 100,000, that needs to be written down on a sheet of paper somewhere. If you want to make 1 million, that needs to be written down on a sheet of paper somewhere. It has to be part of what you're doing. It has to be part of your belief process. You have to see it, you have to want it. And this is where the courage part comes in. If you don't ever say, this is what I want, and I'm willing to pay X, Y, Z, B, and A for getting that thing, chances of you getting that thing are very little or slim. They're slim. Typically, probably won't happen because you have not decided to make money. You hope to make money. You want to make money. Hope is different. Wanting is different. And deciding is way different. Let me break it down for you. When you decide to make money, you amplify your energy level 1 million times. When you want to make money, you amplify your energy 10, 20, 30 times. When you hope to make money, you don't amplify shit. You're just, I want to make money. I want to be part of what's going on out there. I want to, maybe actually get a little loot in my pockets. I want to possibly be that person that makes some money and, hoping, wishing, and wanting can lead you to some money. But when you make that decision to make money, it's a whole different outcome. Totally different outcome. So that's the first step to making money is to actually decide you're going to make money, to actually decide that you how much you want to make money. And let me give you the process. Um, every time that I do a project, I have an income goal. Don't always hit it. This is what happens. Either that goal I come under it or I go over it. But in any event, I make more money than if I was just winging it. And I know you'll hear all this stuff about, hey, everything takes luck. You know, you need a little bit of luck. You'll hear this from people who are very, very smart, and it's like, well, I got lucky. And I think that's some bullshit. I think that is some bullshit on a totally different level because if, recently someone insulted me and it's like, yeah, you wrote the book and, you got lucky. Luck doesn't hit this thing, this thing. It's a keyboard, right? It's a keyboard. Luck doesn't move those keys and produce words on the screen. Luck has nothing to do with that. That's called a system. You type, words appear on the screen. You type every day. At some point, you have what's called a book. That's not luck. That's a process. And once again, when you start to decide to make money and go through this methodology of making money, you will begin to see that everything has a process. Everything leaves clues. And people, this really kind of throws folks because there's a lot of people who want to make money in a romantic way. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about that romantic story of I was somewhere and the money found me and the universe was saying, booyah, here you are. Here's this money. Here's this dream. Here's this guy. Here's this girl. Here's all this stuff you want because you're just so special, baby. You're not special. You're just another human being on the planet. What makes you special is accomplishment. And a lot of people get that twisted. It's like, well, I'm special because my mother told me I'm special. I'm special because my first grade teacher told me I'm special. No, the fuck, you're not special. You become special when you make yourself valuable and indispensable to the world. At that point, you become special, or you ingratiate yourself to a larger circle of people. At that point, you become special. But until you're just sitting on your ass going, I'm special. I'm special. Yeah, special. And this, I think, mindset of not having any goals, any directions, just kind of winging shit for so long, people don't really understand how to set goals and the power of setting goals. I can say right now, if you just took this morning and wrote down 10 things that you want to accomplish this year, took those 10 things, wrote them down on a sheet of paper, like, yeah, like this, because this is what I do. I have my stuff on sheets of paper. Yes, I still kill trees. Everything I do, it has like a sheet, a process sheet. So essentially, if you took those 10 things and wrote them down, put that sheet of paper in the drawer, and went to the calendar and marked, check that drawer in a year, the year from the date you said, you'll be amazed at how many of those things actually you accomplish. Now, this is the trick. If you took those 10 things and created an execution plan and put a deadline on when to accomplish these things, you could probably accomplish these things in a matter of days, weeks, or months. That is the power of goal setting with an execution plan. Just writing down the goals will activate your energy and your thought process, and you'll start working on it even on the subconscious level. But when you create this execution plan, it's a whole nother ballgame. It's a totally different way of looking. It's a totally way of doing things. Uh, Essentially, it's because of that intention and that decision to actually make money. You decided to make money. And many people who think folks who've done this organically, that just know how these things work, that, oh, you're so clinical. You just don't, you're taking the mystery out of life. There is so much mystery in life that the more control that you can get, the better off you are, because there's a ton of mystery in life. There is a shitload of mystery in life. And why do you need it in concern? You don't need mystery with your finances. That's some shit you really need to know about. Money, you need to know about this stuff. So that is the big deal with creating a mindset that's predicated on decision making versus hoping and wishing. Because as long as you're hoping and wishing and doing this stuff, typically that's what you're going to get, just the hope and the wish stuff. But do that exercise today. Take 10 things you want to do this year, write them on a sheet of paper, and if you're bossy, you're going to create an execution plan. If you're just going to wing it, you'll just write them down, and then what'll happen is you will succeed much faster. You will create a level of energy and things that will what the, okay, what the heck happened? Okay. I don't know. Uh that was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. I got scared. But essentially, that's your morning message, and I'll be back some other point. I might be back today. I don't know. I got things to do. I've got to decide to make some money. All right, this is Glendon. I'll see you on the good side.